morning, folks. I hope everybody's had a good week. Uh, Getting ready to set and worship this morning with your home church or with a church that you found on the internet that really fills your heart. So just so blessed to be here in front of you this morning and to share a little bit about what the Lord has laid on my heart. I want to start off with a story that happened yesterday. I went and picked up my granddaughter Mia, and when I come to the door to pick her up, first thing out of her mind was Paw Paw, and her eyes lit up, and she comes running to the door, and boom, she's in my arms. So I get her home, and she wouldn't let go of me. She held on to me tight. She didn't want me to set her down. She didn't want anyone else to have her. She felt security in my arms. And she didn't want to go to anyone else but her pawpaw. So what's a pawpaw do? He sits and he holds her as long as she wanted to be held. And that's where I'm going today is security. And what do we find our security in? I think from kind of through my life and kind of studying this security thing, I think we find ourselves in two different types of securities. I think we could find ourselves in relating to the eternal side of security, and we can relate ourselves in the temporary side of security. And I've kind of thought that insecurity is caused by depending upon temporary things we have no ability to control, lacking the eternal relationship and the eternal perspective on on eternal security. Man oftentimes is driven to find some sense of safety or security in temporary things. So what are some temporary things in our life? Okay, number one, we might think of physical places and just stuff like our homes. We invest in our homes. We want it to look the best that we can. We fix up the outside. We fix up the inside, and we try to make sure we have the best of possibly can to fill our needs there. And it could be your workplace. As a business owner, I take great pride in having my own business and trying to have the best tools and the best equipment and the best things so I can put out the best product that I can for my business. And other things could be vehicles. Everybody loves their vehicles, no matter what you got. I mean, I'm very proud of my vehicle that I got, and I like to do things to it, put things on it to make it look its own. Play toys, such as razors, four-wheelers, and we have a camper. We love our camper. We love taking our camper places. We love camping. What about financial holdings, like our retirement plans? Man, I tell you what, mine is gone since all this COVID thing's happened. We put our maybe working all those overtime hours to keep up with the Joneses. We put all our time and our effort to try to retain and make that almighty dollar. What's another one? Temporary relationships. Our friends, our family members, and ourselves. And here's one, our spouse. Yes, all those things are temporary relationships, no matter how good they are and no matter how well they are temporary. Misty and I went to Allen, and we had a talk right before we got married, a little counseling, and he asked her and I a question. He said, can you live without one another? Well, of course, both of us like, no, we can't. We can't live without one another. We cannot make it without one another. He kind of looked at us and he said, really? He said, you can't breathe without her. You can't walk without him. You can't talk without each other. You can't just be without each other. We sat and thought, it's like, yeah, I guess we for instance, and you don't even want to even think about this, but what if like 2 weeks after we got married, Misty had an accident and she died? Or what if something happened in my life that I died? Would we be able to continue on and make it in our lives? And the question is, yes, we can. Yes, we can. So what is eternal? What does eternal look like to you? Should be our security in Christ. So if you are in Christ, here's some eternal things that you can count on that's never going to leave you, that's never going to back out, that's never going to go away. You are a citizen in heaven. Philippians 3:20 says, for our citizenship is in heaven. You have a home and a dwelling place forever. That's never going to go away if you're in Christ. Okay? Number 2, established, anointed, and sealed by God. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, 21 through 22 says, now he who establishes us with you in Christ and anointed us is God, who also sealed us and gave us the Spirit in our hearts as a pledge. Look, guys, you have a never-ending retirement with him, and you are beyond keeping up with the Joneses. The one that really sticks out to me the most and that has really helped me in my life as a new believer is free forever from condemnation. Let's say that together. Free forever from condemnation. Romans 8:1 says, therefore there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. In this relationship with Christ, guys, you will never have to hang your head low or feel ashamed for your fault, ever. He's never going to ask you into his house and for you to hang your head low. He's not going to give you a eternal retirement and tell you that he's going to take it away from you because of your actions. You have no condemnation for those who are in Christ. You know, and after I studied all this, there was one Proverbs that come up in my mind. It was Proverbs 28:26. It says, he who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but he who walks wisely will be delivered. See, guys, God's not saying don't have nice things, have a nice house, have a nice car, have play toys to play with. Don't don't trust. I mean, don't put your money in something to help get you a good retirement. He's not saying all those things. He's not saying all things. He says he wants you to come with him, walk with him, talk to him about it, trust in him to guide you into those things. Trust in him to guide you into those things. I wanted to go into business for myself for several years, really. I mean, I worked at the electrical company during the day, and at nighttime I worked at the body shop. I did that for years, back and forth, and spent a lot of time away from my family. Missed a lot of football games with my boys. I missed a lot of stuff at nighttime with my family because I was putting my heart into that second job to make that extra money so we could do things and have a little bit more comfort than normal. And I was putting my own heart into that. I was trusting my own heart to do that. And it was kind of foolish of me to do that because I missed out on a lot of precious things in my kids' life and with my wife. But God, being the God he is, he opened up a huge door and he opened my eyes to something that was amazing. He said, look, here's an opportunity and I want you to take it. I'll take care of you. So May 31st of last year was my last day working at the electrical company. And June 1st, I stepped out on faith myself. And he has delivered that for me. I haven't missed a day's work. I started out with 2 vehicles, and it's been amazing ever since. And I get to work with my dad every day. I get to see my family every day. I get to come home at nighttime, and I don't have to worry about going anywhere else. It has really been a huge thing for me in my life. And I wish I'd have done it a long time ago, but maybe it just wasn't time. His time is the best time. You know, and also as I thought about Mia clinging to me and she felt security in her pawpaw. And she's just a baby and she's just a child. Maybe we should come to him as a child and cling to him for that security and that everlasting, wisely walk with him that could deliver us from things that try to hold us to those temporary things and he could guide us to those everlasting, eternal things. I hope that kind of made sense to y'all today. I just love you so much and just hold on to everything that you got because we're not promised